I miss you. I'm just ashamed of what my eyes have seen. I'm not ashamed to say I need you. I'm just afraid that I need to begin. It's okay if you don't listen, love. It's okay if you can't hear. All I'm asking for is stay with me. Will you change with me? I'm changing with the year. Will you change with me? I'm changing with the year. The winter creeped in while we're sleeping, and on the surface all is bare. But underneath the spring is hiding the casualties of autumn's air. It's okay if you don't listen, love. It's okay if you can't hear. All I'm asking for is stay with me. Will you change with me? I'm changing with the year. Will you change with me? I'm changing with the year. I'm not ashamed to say I love you. I'm just ashamed at what my hands have done. You need to know if you're to hold them. They need you here for everyone. It's okay if you don't listen, love. It's okay if you can't hear. All I'm asking for is stay with me. Will you change with me? I'm changing with the year. Will you change with me? I'm changing with the year. Will you change with me? I'm changing with the year. Folks, we're going to have a great night tonight. Stick around. We'll be right back after these short messages. Hi, I'm David Fraser, founder of Bunkie Life. We're in the building industry, but what we're famous for are small log cabin kits called bunkies that can be easily built in a weekend without needing any special skills, tools, or second mortgages. Ultimately, we help our clients create extra space for meaningful connection. Yes, we help our clients get a cool bunkie, but if you think it's just about the bunkie, you've already missed the point. Really, what this is about is creating the space and time for more meaningful connection. Having a bunkie is just part of that journey.
Mary just mentioned Bunkie Life family, and I really feel like something like this and just the whole experience is we did more than just buy a bunkie.
It's not just about the space, but what happens in the space, how it enables more connection. It allows you to spend that quality time with friends and family. It allows you to be there for each other in both senses of the phrase.
Merry Christmas!
Our family realized this when we were going through a tough time. We needed our family beside us. We had created that extra space with our own bunkie in our own backyard, and we realized how truly important it is to have the whole family together. Bunkie Life is the market leader in educational videos and content as we pioneer this growing industry. Our goal is to be the go-to source for fun, friendly, and helpful advice for families, whether they buy from us or not. Our core offering is an easy-to-build or built-for-you bunkie kit. This helps our clients quickly and easily create extra space without any building experience. We're proudly a Canadian-made family business right here in Ontario. Our bunkie is often the difference between that friend or family member coming to visit or not, being there for each other or not. The reason we do this is we believe family comes first. And when it comes to being there for each other, there are no do-overs. That's one of the reasons we've partnered with Ronald McDonald House Charities in their goal of keeping families close. Because ultimately, we want to help build a world where families everywhere have a place to unite, unwind, and unplug. We've committed to donating a night's stay at a Ronald McDonald House for every bunkie we sell. Hey guys, I brought you this huge novelty check.
Oh,
Check it out.
Oh my gosh.
There you go.
David, this is incredible.
And as of the end of 2023, our team and our Bunkie Life community have been proud to donate close to $200,000. I get up every morning excited to help families create extra space for meaningful connection. Thanks so much for listening, and I can't wait to hear from you. All right, we got a great show tonight, and we're going to have special guest. Evie's with us as well.
Hello.
My daughter, and it's going to be a great night. So we'll go into a few kind of housekeeping things before we get into that, but let's talk a little bit about what we're going to be doing. So intro, welcome. Where are you tuning in from? If you want to comment, that would be fantastic. Where are you tuning in from? And what does being a Bunkie Lifer mean to you? Let us know in the comments below, and we'll go from there. People are saying to unite, unwind, and unplug. That's exactly right. People are saying have a bunkie would mean freedom, peace of mind, and a place I could call my own. It's a chance to have enough space for my mother-in-law when she comes to visit from Bali. Cool. Exactly. So lots of good reasons and lots of good meanings. Being a Bunkie Life, being the ones I love closer and would keep us connected, a relaxing, calm spot in nature. It's an ideal life. Very cool. Okay. So yeah, if you want to comment where you're tuning in from, that's awesome. And then the rest of tonight's, we got extra special guests. So Evie's a special guest. We've got even specialer guests. Okay. So that's going to be later on. I'm going to talk a little bit about the final week because this is literally just 1 week to go. This is the basically next Sunday, 1 week from today, we'll be announcing the winner of the Sprucewood Lodge.
So join in now if you haven't already.
Yeah.
Because believe me, you want this bunkie, either it's for you or a gift for a late Christmas gift because you couldn't afford one for your friend. So it's just like, hey, sorry, couldn't afford this for you, but I did get you this.
Elaborate surprise backstory there. I like it. Okay, so the deal, like Evie was saying, is you want to get on. I'm sure everyone watching this is probably in the contest, but if not, go to bunkielife.com. It's free to enter. You just have to be from Canada or the USA. That's basically it. Okay, and then of course, if you could share this, there's going to be an extra little bonus if you share it while you watch the live stream, like right now, and then comment shared. You'll get extra bonus. Now you actually have to go to the page. But comment shared once you do. So go to I'll tell you what page to go to. Hold on. Let me type it in. Can you hold this for a sec?
Yep.
Okay. I have to create a little text box here. It's going to take a minute.
Yeah, okay, so while data waits, I'll explain what the points do. So the points that you get will give you a higher % chance to win.
That's exactly right.
And so if you get the most points, you're the mathematically most % to win.
Yeah.
So
Doesn't mean you will win.
it doesn't mean you will.
Random,
It doesn't mean you will, but you'll get more of a chance, and believe me, you want that chance.
Okay. So, like I was saying, so bunkielife.com/bunkie-contest-scoreboard. That's the page you want to head to if you're watching this live before 9 o'clock. If you head there and share this live stream, click the share button, then comment shared, and you'll get extra chances to win. On top of the fact that we're going to say a code word, if you're watching the live or the replay, we're going to say a code word, and if you listen for it, we'll share it at some point in the stream tonight, and we'll go from there. Okay, let me talk a little bit about this next week. So obviously tonight is being a Bunkie Lifer, Sunday the 19th, and then Tuesday we're going to talk about how to earn bunkie income. We got another special guest. It's going to blow your mind. So tune in on Tuesday night at 8 p.m. if you're interested in how to earn bunkie income. And then do not miss Thursday. the last live stream before the grand prize. We're gonna talk about why we do this, Evie. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be touching. It's gonna be a moment.
And that is why I should be there.
I don't think you're gonna be there, but I'll be there. Yeah. So that one, because it's so important, we'll give you double the chances to win on Thursday the 23rd, and then of course, like I said earlier, Sunday the 26th, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You're going to want to check it out. And then, of course, our epic winter sale begins. So if you don't win, in the unlikely event you don't win, actually I should say, in the very likely event you don't win, we basically launch our epic winter sale. It's always our biggest sale of the year. And let me talk briefly about it if I can. Actually, we'll talk about it later probably. So before we do that, so the theme of tonight is being a Bunkie Lifer. What does it mean? What's it like, right? And so the last, 4 or 5 days, I've been just Zooming with different clients, getting their experiences, and then took some clients from last year, and we kind of put it all into a big jumble. And this is what we came up with. It's a quick little video about what's it like to be a Bunkie Lifer. So let's show you. If someone was inquiring about just the overall experience with Bunkie Life, they're like, hey, how did Bunkie Life treat you? Or how did the whole experience go with Bunkie Life? What would you say to them?
It's been fantastic. I go back to all of what we did with the personal visit, the personal tour. There's always follow-up. It's top-notch.
Yeah, Bunkie Life has been so great to work with. Every staff member that we've talked to has been personal and professional and efficient and just really kind. Yeah, we've had a great experience from start to finish.
It was awesome work with you guys. Like the ordering process was so simple and easy in that. And the contact for delivery date was just right on the button and that. Like he said it's going to be here this time. It was here this time. And it was so easy. The communication back and forth was just perfect.
Deb did make a call on a Saturday once to your team and got a good response that helped us when we were kind of unsure. The kit was everything it was promised to be. And the support was everything that was promised to be.
You feel like, you guys are like right there if you need anything. We need anything. The service, amazing. Communication is really good. The product that you deliver is top notch.
On the ordering process and getting that was crystal clear, and the people calling right back, or you get people live. That's the nice thing. Just the support and the responsiveness from the folks at your team is unbelievable.
You feel like you're somebody throughout the whole process, and you're not just some address where you're dropping something off.
David, we're so happy with the Bunkie the way it is right now. I think the confidence of knowing that it was like a big Lego set, and you didn't need a ton of construction knowledge with it. Made it good.
It's back to that attitude where people care about each other. There was no issues with anything. Like I don't think I even had to call you guys other than to change the shipping date.
It was probably one of the easiest things I've bought. It was just a matter of choosing what I wanted and making up my mind. Once I decided what I wanted to do, they made it happen real quick, and it was a seamless process.
Just letting people know, hey, you're not quote unquote alone. We're here to help you if you need help. I think that's also really reassuring. I don't know that you really could do much more. And so I would submit that our experience was 5 stars across the board.
My challenge, David, is I'm trying to convince the other people on our lake who want to build a Bunkie. I just want to build another one. Right? Like,
I'm very confident that should we need something, you guys are going to be there.
Okay, so that's a little bit of what it's like to be a Bunkie Lifer, and I want to talk a little bit about the Epic Winter Sale that we got going on. Now, there's more information if you go to our website and stuff, Epic Sale, or bunkielife.com/epic sale. But basically, it's always our biggest sale of the year, and we always do it this time of year for a very distinct reason. And the reason is this. Evie, let me explain why. Everybody in Canada and northern Michigan and all the northern states, they all want their Bunkie May. Everybody wants it 1 month of the early spring, right? Or spring. And so there's this huge back order all winter of people that want to get them. And then what sometimes happens is people wait till the last minute. They wait till April. And they go, can you get me a Bunkie next month? And then we say, fat chance that we're completely booked up. So I want to avoid that. And this year, it's going to be even more true because I'm actually worried we might completely book up our factory for the entire year, which we'll talk about in a minute. But yeah, yeah, and plus that's why we make it the biggest. It's always the biggest sale of the year. It's been that way for 7 or 8 years now. So it's a great, great incentive to order. We also have a little perk if you actually put your order in before the contest closes. Another bonus perk. Okay, so great shipping prices, the best shipping prices of the year, best discounts of the year, and also a little bonus perk as well if you get it in. Okay, so that's all I'll say. That's all I'll say about that now. But I'll do a quick little presentation because a lot of people are wondering, like, what is it like to be a Bunkie Lifer? What's the processes? What's the steps? These are the engineers among us. They want to know exactly what's going to happen. So I got a quick little presentation of what it's like. Squeeze me. Okay, can you guys see that? Okay. All right. So, as you know, our story, Bunkie Life began as a single little Airbnb in 2025, and we've evolved into serving families all across North America. If you want to join that growing list of happy clients, this is what it might look like. Step 1, shoot me an email, info@bunkielife.com with the subject line, I'm in. Okay, if you have a few last minute questions, but you're pretty much in, that's cool. But that's step 1. Okay, so I'm going to take a little sip of my water. Don't comment I'm in, actually email us saying I'm in, okay? And from there, we'll have a quick chat or answer your questions, whatever we got to do, and we'll write up an official invoice. We'll just need your home address, mailing address, best phone number to get you at, and which bunkie or bunkies you need. You're going to check it over, make sure it's correct, and then boom, you can put down your deposit. So your bunkie production slot is secured when you send your deposit. We take lots of payment options: email, money transfer, Zelle, ACH, wire, old school, pop a check in the mail, and Bitcoin. We also accept all major credit cards, although a fee may apply. Alternatively, you can finance your bunkie. That means buy now, pay later. So if you go to bunkielife.com/financing, there's information on how to do that. It's pretty straightforward. And from there, you'll be invited to join the Bunkie Lifer community. So that's a group of almost 2,000 folks across North America. It's fantastic for build support, for different ideas of what people are doing in the winter. For what are they doing for their floors? What are they doing for their heaters and color stuff? I'm just showing a quick little video of what it looks like. Amazing ideas. Lots of resources and help and assistance there in that group. We pop in from time to time as well to say hi and give ideas, but that's basically a self-serving group. It's really great. Of course, you get all the production. We'll basically start your production right away. Your bunkie kit will be created, and you get the build videos, the instruction manuals, the specs, and the foundation plans, etc. And then together we'll start arranging your delivery details. You'll get your bunkie on delivery day. You can go right to your door, or you can pick it up at our factory in Rockwood, or our number of depots all across North America. And there's group delivery, which means you'll be with a group of other folks, or we can do a private delivery right to your house. And there's some options there, but email us for more. And then you get to build, which is the fun part, right? So you gather your friends and your family together, or you can get a contractor or an installer. And most folks report they can put their bunkie together in 1 to 3 days of bunkie build bonding. This little video is a client, someone sent it in for fun. And this is them building the bunkie over the course of, I believe, 2 days. So, and I also love the music. What do you think, Evie? Like the music they sent in?
I'm not a huge fan of it. It sounds like one of those sail games, you were pretending to be a pirate.
Yeah, sure, I picture pirates. Yeah, these guys are kind of piratey, I think. So you can see they're working away, and I think it says.
Where's the pirate hat on top of their bunkie?
Exactly.
Buy one.
Well, I appreciated it, but I'm a dad, so.
I'm joking.
Yeah.
And yes, I appreciate it.
So that was them building. I think there's a thing that says day 1 or something that stops. So they got pretty far. I feel like that was day 1. Maybe not. Okay, so this is day 2. Yeah, that was day 1. So this is day 2. So that was kind of their experience. I think they're building a Haven Ultra or Haven.
It's a
bunkie. I won't go more into the building since that was the topic of last live stream, but you get the idea. Fun to build.
Go watch it.
Okay, so yeah. And then, of course, you get to enjoy, right? Feeling of complete accomplishment, your own place to unite, unwind, and unplug. And our reason, this is why we do what we do. We want to help families create extra space for meaningful connection. We want to make the entire process from ordering to delivery to build as fun and stress-free as we possibly can. We're always trying to improve on that. We're not perfect, but we're striving to get there. And there's more. See, choosing to work with a made in North American family business like Bunkie Life supports our family, our team members' families, hundreds of suppliers, their families, and the North American economy. For every Bunkie we sell, we donate a night stay to a Ronald McDonald House charity in their goal of keeping families close. So we want to thank everyone for considering joining the family here, and we look forward to the possibility of helping you and your family create extra space for meaningful connection.
Hannah?
That's an old photo.
We need a new one, yeah.
We'll pop one in soon. To get started, once again, email info@bunkielife.com with the subject line "I'm in." We'll take it from there. I want to add a couple more points. So some people might be thinking, well, what if I change my mind, right? Fair thing to think about, right? Sometimes life happens, and we have what I feel is a pretty reasonable return policy. So if life happens and you need to back out, you get a full refund as soon as we sell your bunkie to someone else, which we're doing pretty fast, like usually within a few weeks. So I called one of our clients today, or one of our clients that had to ask for a refund. So she had basically an issue on her farm with like a permit or something. It's very rare that happens, but this is our conversation I wanted to play for you because I thought it might be helpful in case you're going, I don't want to send money to some random Canadians. So this is kind of it's a fair.
We're not some random Canadian.
Anyways, I'll play this for you. Hopefully you can hear this. So when you asked for a refund, like what happened exactly? Yeah.
It went very well. I mean, I got an email, and I just sent my checking account number and routing number, and then it came immediately. So
okay.
No problems. I mean, we still shake our head at the whole process of what these dorks in this little town they put us through a lot. You folks were wonderful.
Okay, that's good to know. Was there anything about the return experience or the refund experience that we could have improved on?
No, not at all. I mean, we read over the contract, so we knew, what the process was, that the bunkie had to be resold. So we knew there would be a waiting period. And as far as how everything went, you folks were out of this world, wonderful to work with, very understanding. I lost sleep and was practically in tears. I don't know how many times over the whole ordeal. And I see all the beautiful bunkies going up on Facebook on the different groups that I follow. And it's just like, I'll forever be sorry we couldn't do it. But the experience with you guys was wonderful. The fact that we had to, abort the whole issue was heartbreaking, but,
Okay,
it is
good.
what it is.
That's really good to hear because I just want to, I think we didn't have a whole ton of people. It was like a pretty small handful of people that needed to kind of change gears last year. I just want to make sure we were still treating them good. And would it be okay if I quoted a couple of things you said there, just because I would assume it's something people think about and they go, oh, well, am I really, do I want to give money to these crazy people in Canada? You know what I mean? Like, I'm actually going to get it back if I need to, you know what I'm saying?
We were not a bit worried about that aspect at all. And the whole process was a wonderful experience for us. And we just wish, like anything, we could have seen it through because we were super excited. So I've got nothing but good to say there as far as from beginning to end and having to go through the refund. I hated to do it. I hated to do it, but
Yeah.
It had to be done. So.
Very fair. Okay. Well, Carolyn, I wish you all the best. I'll let you get to your family and I guess, is it okay if I kind of take a few of the things you said just as like a closing?
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Sure, absolutely. And enjoy your new little one, and I look forward to seeing pictures on Facebook.
Okay, I'll keep posting them. Thanks, Carolyn. Yeah, so Eve was just wondering, well, what happened there. And I think that I don't know the full story, but basically they were on a farm, and they had this really awesome idea of a bunkie, and then their local township gave them a really hard time about something, and I'm not sure exactly what it was, but something to do with the farm. So they couldn't do it. But, that was kind of the story there. You guys all heard that okay? Hopefully you can hear it. Heard, I think people would be telling me if they weren't here. So that's kind of, what it's like to be a Bunkie Lifer. But here's the deal. It's one thing when I say it, right? I mean, who cares what Dave says, right? It's another thing what Evie says. I mean, she's kind of...
It is not another thing what Evie says. Evie says is true. Evie says is awesome. What Evie says is great. What Evie says is amazing.
Well, okay, there's rigorous debate on that, but...
There is no debate on that.
The point is, let's have someone who's actually been through the entire journey. Okay, let's get someone, and there's no one better than my next guest. They're fantastic people. They make videos that will just rock. Okay, so without further ado, I'm going to introduce Matt and Mouse. They've been clients for a number of years. They have a great YouTube channel, youtube.com/@Matt and Mouse. Okay, and they've built Bunkies and this whole amazing thing. I'll let them kind of talk about what they're doing. Pretty fantastic. Okay, so without further ado, we're gonna patch in Matt and Mouse. Are you with us, guys?
Hello.
Okay, I can hear you. Can everybody in the comments hear you? Oh, I'm gonna move over here.
We didn't send you. Got to say
yes. Hello.
We got to say stuff,
hello.
and then they
Okay.
know if they can hear.
So okay, great. We can see you and we can hear you, I think. So so Matt and Mouse, tell us a little bit about your story. How did you hear about Bunkie Life, and where are you in the world? Roughly. You don't have to tell us exactly your coordinates, but
I don't know, you're going to send us swag? That'd be nice.
Yeah, okay. We should.
So no, we're over in BC, over in the Caribou area, which is where our Bunkie is. And I think we first heard of Bunkie Life probably 3 years ago when you had one of these competitions.
Okay.
And Mouse found them online.
It was on Insta.
An Instacon.
I was like, oh, that looks cool. I'm entering. Click.
Right. Okay.
And then,
maybe some of us on the live stream can relate to that. Okay. Yeah.
And then began like 3 months of frantic points gathering to try and win a Bunkie, which we sadly did not.
Sorry for your loss. Sorry for your loss.
But we really still wanted one. We got really hyped, and we loved the community and just everything about the idea of it. I had a lovely little brush with cancer, and we decided, we just wanted to make the most of your life, because these things happen and can give you a bit of a scare and a bit of a wake-up call to live your life now, not make these plans 10 years down the line, 15 years down the line, because you don't know what's going to happen between now and then. So we were like, let's get this done. And it just,
was it a dream you guys had prior to hearing about us, or was it something like, could you tell us like
we got a little property up north, and we had plans to build a cabin there. We still do have plans to build a big cabin, and it's in process, but it just gave us the ability to accelerate actually enjoying our time up there. Otherwise we were just using a little tent, weren't we, whenever we went up there to try and help clear trees and prepare for this main cabin. Now we don't. Now we can sleep in luxury and warmth,
luxury.
when we go up there to work on it. So it just accelerates everything and gave us the opportunity to take our family up there and our friends up there, and we hang out up there, and we have our campfires and do archery, and we just have fun up there now. It's not just this retirement plan.
Yeah.
So you guys made it happen, and tell us kind of the beginning, the middle, and the end. Like, tell us that whole journey of, so you thought you wanted one, you gave us a call, you sent us an email kind of thing, and what happened from there?
Well, Mouse and I had quite a rigorous debate beforehand as to whether or not we're going to get the Haven or the Hideaway, and that caused quite a bit of marital strife there, David, I've got to say.
Sorry.
But once we'd picked it out, the actual process was really straightforward.
Sorry to cut you off, Matt. How did you decide? Like, did you toss a coin? Did you do like a Zoom call with us and check them both out, or how did you figure it out?
I think it came down to floor space for us, because of what we wanted to use it for. We wanted it to be quite that dynamic and such. So having the Hideaway meant more ground floor space, so we could move things around instead of having a loft that we knew was going to be dedicated to sleeping. So
that makes sense. Yeah.
Then I think towards the end of the competition, we kind of emailed you, and you'd set up this fantastic promo, so we could actually get in with a better price. And so we took advantage of that. And then we started the process.
And that was 2023, right?
Oh, yeah.
Beginning of.
Yes. Yeah. No, was it end of 22?
Time has just gone.
It was the
23. It was 2023.
2023. Okay. Yep.
Yeah. So we put the order in. We spoke to Heather and Stacy at the office there, and they were fantastic for communication and staying in touch with us. Even though I think we'd put the order in and it was going to be 3 or 4 months until it was ready to be shipped, the communication back and forth was brilliant. Even for down to the shipping, because I know that's always a big question that comes up in these live streams, is how much is the shipping?
Yep.
They were brilliant. They took the addresses, they coordinated the delivery with other people in the area, which helped lower our delivery cost.
Mm-hmm.
And then the actual people that you guys partner with, the guy was brilliant. He was calling me from his truck saying, "Hey, this is where I am. I'm going to be another 3 hours before I get there." And even unloading, the guy was spot on, like exactly where I wanted it. Very careful, and yeah, nice guy.
And then, I mean, if people want to watch it, I would highly suggest go to Matt and Mouse's YouTube channel, because you documented the process really well. How did the build go, though, if you give us the Coles Notes version of it?
Good. Let me stress that a lot of the issues are my fault.
Okay.
So the actual kit itself is fantastic. It's very well packed. I think the biggest challenge, I had 2 big challenges. One was prepping the foundation properly, which was on me. So Mouse and I spent a weekend up there getting it all down, getting it all level, and then we started the build. And then the second challenge that I had was, if anybody's seen the Hideaway in detail, it has 3 big main heavy beams, and they are really heavy. And I read through the instructions, and I'm like, 2 people, it'll be fine. Well, we had 4 of us trying to lift them into place on it, honestly. So we had to come up with a new way of lifting them in.
Yeah.
And we came up with a way of kind of putting some boards up and walking them up on the outside.
It was easy then.
Then it was easy.
Yeah. It was just, I think we were a little cocky going into it, going, we can do it with just the 2 of us. And you know what? It was better shared anyway. Your parents helped us. We had some friends that we hadn't hung out with in ages. They were on board and they came and helped. And it ended up so much more fun having the big group doing it instead of just the 2 of us.
Yeah, so it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And then, putting it together, I mean, the instructions were very good and very clear. The big tip that we would give is make sure you pre-sort your parts before you start, so you know exactly where you're going to go and get those particular pieces. So
what you're saying is follow the instruction manual.
Yeah, that was my job. I was there with the instruction manual going, right, step number 5, and it was so clear.
Yeah, it was
better than IKEA furniture.
If only all people followed the instruction manuals, because some people just go ahead and start sawing random things, and you know what happens? Their bunkie won't work because they just sawed off parts that they need.
Well, sawing people that just saw without reading instructions, they're pretty rare. But the people that just like, oh, the pieces are all here, and just start going, and I mean, like I'm a non-instruction reader myself. I'm a all figured out guy myself, so I can relate to these people. Maybe.
Okay.
Right. But the smart and the better, morally superior among us read the instructions, follow it, and they do have a better experience, I would say.
Yeah. And I will add, because we got the Hideaway and we also got the bathroom bunkie.
Right.
And I did the bathroom bunkie, I think the couple of weeks before. And even with that, I think that one, I did find some ambiguity in one of the instructions. But I think I called it was a Sunday, and I called the build help desk. And Carrie answered the call, and I explained my question, and she said, "No, it's here." And she gave me all the info over the phone, very helpful, and filled in every answer that I needed on that. And
Carrie's most, the biggest joy in Carrie's life, other than her children, of course, I think, is correcting people that are reading the instruction manual wrong. That's her favorite thing in the world to do. So, yeah. Okay, sorry, I cut you off there. Keep going. You were talking, yeah. So bathroom bunkie, and then how did that particular build go?
That was great. That was like a practice run.
Yeah.
And it gave us the confidence to do the big one.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah, and I think it went. The actual build itself went fairly straightforward. Yeah.
Yeah. Just followed the instructions, did what you told us to do.
And so, okay, so then what did that kind of unlock for you? You mentioned a little bit about it was kind of basically a property you'd have to tent at, and now it's like a place you've got to, a state. You're going to eventually do the big cabin, but for now it's the halfway cabin, I guess.
We were staying there between Christmas and New Year, and I know that these are technically 3-season bunkies, but I think we were -10-ish overnight that week. We were nice and toasty all night, so we've been trying to make as much use of it as we can while we're up there, and it's definitely been a benefit. Yeah.
So one thing I love about your channel is you've got a bunch of different videos, and they're all on different topics, right? So sometimes it won't be anything related to bunkies, but sometimes it'll be like, we put a heater in the bunkie, and you'll talk about your cubic mini wood stove you got from the people in Quebec, and you'll talk about it. So I love that part about the channel, and I would once again recommend go to this channel. But I'm just curious, what did you do to get your bunkie usable in the winter? Like, what was the steps you went through? If you could explain.
Yeah, that it was a big part of what we wanted to do, so we could take advantage of it. We put insulation in the floor. So when you're building the I know David knows this. This is for everybody else. When you build the floor, there's some main sleepers, and then there's like some voids or gaps, and we filled those with some R5 solid foam insulation.
Yep.
Before we put the floor down, and then when we did the roof, we put the roof boards on, and then we put 2 layers of the R5 insulation again before we put our metal roof on.
Yep.
And we found that has been enough to keep the bunkie toasty when we have the fire on.
Yep.
And I think we had the fire going one night, and it was up to 25 degrees inside. We had to open windows. It was getting so toasty.
Yeah, we also do have a diesel heater as well for in the middle of the night. So because we used a diesel heater for our overlanding tent and found that was really good, we thought, let's try it in the bunkie, see if it'll work. And it did.
Yeah, it did.
And it's great for just taking off that little bit of chill while you're getting the fire going,
Right.
or in the middle of the night, so you don't have to restoke the cubic mini stove, because it is a mini stove, and it will about like 3 a.m. run out of fuel. So then you can just lean over and turn the diesel heater on instead, just to chill. And yeah, so we did that, and we do actually have 2 layers on the floor. We did actually add as well vinyl plank on the floor, just to make it easier to clean, because if we're going in and out doing work on the property, cutting trees down, getting muddy, it's just a lot easier to clean the floor that way.
That makes sense. So essentially you insulated the roof from the floor and put in a couple good sources of heat. Have you been in there up there when it's like, the minus, do you get cold snaps even colder than that, or is that as cold as you'd get?
We've not been up there. It does go down to -20, I believe. We've not been up there during this time, just through coincidence, circumstance. It's not deliberately avoiding it.
Yeah.
But I think it was -12. It dipped to the one night
Overnight,
that we were up there at Christmas.
Do you think it would be usable in like down to -12, or like at what point do you think you're gonna go? It's probably not.
I don't know, David, but that sounds like a topic for a future video.
I think it does. I would pay I would sponsor that video. Bunkie Life would absolutely sponsor that video, because
how cold can we go?
Yeah, how cold exactly? But because I found around the -10. Now at my place I just had a little electric heaters, right? Like Canadian Tire specials, right? I didn't have the full on diesel heater, that type of thing. But down to about -10, it was totally fine. Like even -15, it was pretty usable. And that was with just a very little bit of insulation in the roof. So, your results may vary, of course. It depends on the wind chill and all the other stuff. But generally speaking, I wouldn't say it's a 4-season, but you can get to 3.9 with a little bit of extra work like you guys did, without too much work. Like I said, people were saying, I would love to see that video and that sort of thing. So is there anything else about the experience that we could have done better? Because I don't want this to all be like song and dance and tabernacle choir situation. Is there anything that we could have done better in the process?
I can't think of anything. Give us a free one.
I won't get one. No.
Everyone wants that.
Yeah, there's a lot of people on this live stream that would want that too.
I don't think so.
No, I think the overall.
Get one free. That's too expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah, the overall process from beginning to end, the communication was great. I think the fact that because you're a small business as well, that helps promote the interaction with clients. It's definitely a more family feel when we were working with Bunkie Life. The purchase was easy, the delivery was straightforward, the assembly was good, the aftercare was good. I wish I could come up with something so that it actually sounds like this isn't fixed.
Right. How much do we pay? Do we pay you to appear on this?
Yeah.
No. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe some zaps. Send some of those straps with the Bunkie.
Oh yeah.
Talk about that. Yeah.
Yeah. So one of the things we found when we were assembling it is because we're assembling basically a lot of logs and we're stacking them up and interlocking them. Especially on the front of the hideaway, there's a double door and then there's a window on each side, and so there's a few. There's a little bit of movement until you actually get the final top pieces locked into place because the boards are not secure. So we ended up using I think 3 ratchet straps, and we had them all kind of chained together around the wall so that we can just snug the Bunkie walls in while we put the top one on. And we found that we actually did that on 2 walls. So I think one of the logs we got was very slightly starting to warp a little.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that was just because it was left out for I think 3 weeks before we started assembly.
Right.
But we only had one like that. But again, putting that one in, having the ratchet straps just to tug the walls enough to lock it in place and then screw it, that was a huge help.
At the end of the day, wood is it's not a perfect material, right? It's close. I mean, you obviously cut it as close to perfect as you can, but it's wood. It's not. Do you know what I mean? It's not a perfect medium. There's always going to be that slight bit of imperfection in it, but that's what makes it nice.
Yeah,
that's fair. I mean, I don't know if we had this in 2023. We have a habit now of every single kit will include a couple of the extra pieces, like the most common pieces. So if you do have,
we had that.
Oh, you did. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah, because that'll if you have that one board that's just not for whatever reason jiving with the board underneath it, you can sometimes either ratchet strap it like you said, or you can just swap it out for something else that just seems to work. So I'm trying to think what
there
else.
Were a couple of times we swapped it over one of the pieces. We're like, you know what, this one's not quite. Maybe it's slightly warped. Let's swap it for another one, and so it was nice having those extras, which we then used with a few other things.
We used them in the woodshed build, I think.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, one person built a little doghouse out of their extra pieces, so that was kind of cool. We did make Bunkie.
I remember them. Yeah. I remember them. And then we never just sold
They were incredibly unpopular.
Exactly.
every year we have a product that just bombs. So that's just our
that was the Bunkie Life doghouse because it was a bad idea to make Bunkie Life houses for dogs because are the dogs actually just gonna want to like.
There's not a lot of outdoor dogs anymore. I think that was what the conclusion we came to.
Our Bunkie Life
they were cute though.
Looked like they were supposed to be put in trees.
Okay, well,
that's what they looked like.
Let's not dwell on the doghouse. Let's not dwell too much on the doghouse. So, I thought it would be cool if you guys are so open to it, Matt. You don't have to go, Matt and Mouse. If we kind of open up the audience and you together, and then they can just fire questions your way. We'll keep it light and hearted, and if anything is, anything's in bounds, if there's anything out of bounds, like obviously you don't want to share your specific situation since you're kind of living off grid or doing the, rural property, no one knows where we are kind of thing, right?
that's what we're trying to do.
Yeah, fair. Yeah. So I will respect that. But beyond that, I think, is anything else off topics?
You know what? If there is, we'll shoot it down.
Okay. Okay. This is live, just so you know. This is live.
Off topic again. Can we go back to the Bunkie Life treehouse dog?
Okay. No, we're not. Okay. So if you're watching live and you want to ask Matt and Mess a question, anything about the Bunkie Life experience, their Bunkie, their channel, how they got, going, that sort of thing. They've got a great channel. Like I said, youtube.com/@MattandMouse. It's fantastic. Let's fire these questions your way. Okay. So Jonathan Biggs asks, I'm going to bring this down so it's not in your face. Can you guys see that okay?
Yep.
Can you
How long
read?
did it take you to build?
Yeah.
That's a good question. So the bathroom bunkie, I did it in a weekend. That was a 2-day thing, but that also included doing the foundation. The hideaway bunkie, we took 2 days to do the foundation because we wanted to make sure that was perfect before we started, and then we took 2 days to get us up to the roof line of the bunkie, and then I think it was another day after that to actually put the beams on and then put the roof boards on, ready to start getting to the roof stage. So the actual just bunkie build only, probably 3 days in total. And then we've spent, I think another couple of days putting a roof on and bits and pieces.
Cool. Catherine Ann asked, what kind of foundation did you use?
I used the approved foundation that was in the Bunkie Life instructions. So
great answer.
We went with I think in the instructions you have 2 types. The one we went with was we had some deck blocks, and then we put this 6x6s as what do you call them, the supports, so that we could put it down on top of that.
Yeah, I call it the Scottish special way of building the foundation, and like all my bunkies are like that, and they haven't shifted on me at all. So that's kind of like what I'd say probably 80% of people do. And then Kayla Toth asked, how did installing the micro stove go? Was it easy?
It had its challenges. I think, again, we went in quite complacent, like, we've got this, no problem. And it went really, there was just a couple of things that were just slightly like getting it onto the wall. There's these weird tubes, the way that it screws to the wall, that was frustrating, and then getting it straight up the ceiling. But other than that, it went quite well.
The actual install did go fairly. I mean, we did it in a day, so and that was with a few challenges. The one thing that I totally forgot to take into account when I was doing it was, because we had, as I mentioned, we had the roof board, and then we have 2 layers of foam insulation, and then the metal roof. So the actual roof itself is about 6 inches thick. And so when you're taking the tube, the pipe up through the roof, you need to go straight up. Whereas if you actually cut a circular hole going through the roof, it's actually on an angle. So there's a few little nuances there that we had to kind of correct as we went. But that was probably the biggest challenge when we were putting it in.
But we did make a video about it.
Yeah. So that's the thing, is a lot of these questions I'm like, oh, there's a video on that, there's a video on that. So just once again, check it out.
Yeah, still have to answer. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, no, it wasn't too bad.
Kathy, this might be a question for you guys, but you mentioned about keeping them warm, but what about high winds? They hold up to gusts of 200. So I don't know if you're pretty in the woods. I don't know if you'd get that much of a gust.
We haven't had a lot of high winds to experience that.
We're surrounded by trees on all sides, so it's really doesn't get the exposure for us on the wind front. But I've heard good things from the East Coast.
Yeah, I can comment on that. Like, we've had a lot of clients actually hit with hurricanes in Florida, and also on the east coast of Canada that a couple of years ago had a pretty, I forget, it was Fiona, I think hit them. So some of their cottages were not standing at the end of it, and some of their but all the bunkies were for the most part. Yeah. Somebody had some damage to the roof and stuff, but
yeah, but that's normal because it's a hurricane. Also, we have personal experience with this because like sometimes we got high winds because we were on the top of a hill.
Yeah, that's true. Yep.
So there was the one time that we weren't finished putting on that roof.
Oh yeah.
And it blew
that was because I didn't strap it down.
That was because we weren't finished with the roof and Dad didn't strap it down, and it's all his fault.
Well, there we go.
Did you read the instructions, David?
The insulation must keep it cooler in the summer as well as toasty. Have you guys experienced that? I guess you're also in the woods, so it's
Yeah, again, we're under quite a bit of shade, so it didn't get massively hot there anyway in the summer, even though it did get quite toasty just outside the wooded area when we would forget how warm it is until we went out, and then we're like, oh, it's a hot day today. Didn't realize that because we're quite shaded. But I imagine that if we were more in the sun, it probably would. The insulation would help on that front too.
That's fair. Do you have electricity or water? I'm thinking of using solar when I get mine.
No. we are completely 100% off grid. So solar is coming. I know that you've been doing a lot of research, haven't you? So we've been doing the research to do some solar. We have some solar lights. Our bathroom bunkie has just a very cheap off Amazon solar light that runs in there, and it's brilliant. It just works every time you go in. And we do actually use one of the we have a Blue Yeti that we use when we go up for the weekend that powers, say, the diesel heater battery, just stuff like that, and a generator. That's all we've got for now. Water we're having to take up. We have to actually physically take water with us when we go up there. Again, it's in the works.
Yeah, we've got, like, this year we're planning to put in like water catchment for rainwater and snow. And we actually just purchased a water filter system. So we're going to be putting that in as well, so that we can take up less.
Eventually we'll have well.
Yeah, we do have a well coming, but that's going to be next year.
Okay, Jonathan Biggs asked, did you put a sink or small kitchen in your bunkie?
Yes. we built a very basic kind of what's the word, kitchenette. And we do a lot of our shopping at Habitat for Humanity because they have a lot of good building supplies, and so we actually found a really nice little tiny sink, so we put that in. And again, it's off grid, so we have just a bit of basic plumbing going into a couple of cans and
with an RV pump.
Yeah, we have an 12-volt RV water pump for that.
Cool. So Beth Gonzalez asked, how do you finish the outside? Are you guys able to do screen sharing? I wonder if if I could make you a co-host. Hold on.
Okay.
I don't know if you could share a screen, but a lot of this stuff is on their YouTube channel. If you can share a screen.
There we go. Yeah. What would you like me to share, David?
Well, I guess you could indulge Beth and show what your bunkie looks like, maybe.
Okay, give me a moment. Hang on a second. Let me find you a good picture. While I find this, the outside that we use, we tried to get the Sanson stain that David raves about, and we couldn't actually get it out here in BC. So we went down to our local place, our Dulux place, and they mixed up for us this. It was supposed to be a semi-transparent brown. Walnut brown, and it looks great. I think the color looks great. The challenge that we've had is that I think when we put it on, we were trying to get it on fairly quickly, and so it looks a little bit blotchy in places. So I'm hoping to get an extra layer on that maybe this year to kind of darken it off a bit, and fill it in. So.
Cool.
Let's go to the next question while I rapidly scroll through all these pictures.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure I can get you screen sharing or not, but we'll see what we can do. So great photo, great. Okay, Rod Pinto asks, do you have any moisture issues? It's a great question.
We haven't yet. I don't know if part of it is because the stove has, when you're using the wood stove, it's quite drying, isn't it? I've heard of people using humidifier kettles on those stoves. It's quite drying. But what we've actually done, just to be on the safe side, is you can get those plastic tubs with the moisture absorbency
damp traps.
Yeah. We
Those
just
are
put those. We had them in our trailer when we had the trailer, and we just leave one of those in the bunkie whenever we're not there. And we've not had any issues so far, touch wood. Yeah.
Good to know.
Nothing.
Geneva Brennan comments earlier, our bunkie's on Lake Superior, high winds, no problem. I think they're in the UP. Correct me if I'm wrong, Geneva. So that's in comment earlier about the high winds that we were kind of speculating on earlier. So that's good. That's good feedback. Thank you, Geneva. All right. Someone says, just subscribe to Mad Mouse on YouTube. Fantastic. Pump those numbers up.
Thank you.
Oh, it looks like we actually
have here we go.
Pictures.
Yeah, I found some pictures. Here we go. Let's throw that one.
Are you guys sharing right now? Can I make you
I will in one moment. Let me just jump back here. Press the share button.
What am I find where the pictures are.
Oh, I gotta find the pictures.
This is my tech expert.
I used to be a good tech guy. Okay, Bunkie. Here we go. There we go. Let's share that one.
We are not seeing anything other than your faces right now. That's
probably. There we go. Okay, hopefully that works.
We're still not seeing your stuff. Oh, hold on.
Bunkie. There we go.
Here.
So that is what our bunkie is like.
I'm gonna get your. There we go. Okay, so it's like 2 different windows. This is sweet. Okay, so that does look sharp. So you're talking about the blotchiness. I can kind of see a little bit of that. It looks kind of like you wanted it to look like that way. That looks to the untrained eye here. It looks kind of
That's
sexy.
it exactly, David. Yeah.
It's an artistic choice.
Exactly. I like that. Okay, cool. All right, I'm gonna keep this above my face.
Let me actually just going back to somebody asked about the kitchen. That's the kitchen that we built inside.
Okay, cool.
So whoever was asking, I remember the person asking about the kitchen. Yeah, we put a little sink in there with some containers underneath and the stove on the left there.
Okay, cool. So you're in full screen share mode with hundreds of people. So take that power and use it only for good. When you mentioned the build, was it just the two of you? Sean asks.
Yes. The whole build? No, we started it, and then we had 2 friends that came along. We traded labor for help and for camping space. And I think my parents were there for a weekend as well to help coordinate things and move around.
Cool. Nye Campbell says, can't wait to watch your videos. Very informative. Well, Nye, make sure you subscribe. YouTube.com/MattandMess. Okay. Colleen says, we have an off-grid property in BC. Likely put a small bunkie home in the next 2 years. Cool.
Let me know if you need help, Colleen.
Yeah.
I love building.
He's itching to.
I want to build another one
now.
That's true. That's what a lot of people say. Bunkies are kind of like tattoos. When you get the first one, you're already kind of planning the second.
It's not like a tattoo. It's like a Lego set, addiction, or like a cars for grown-ups. You know how like grown-ups are obsessed with cars?
Not me, but some are.
So most people are obsessed with cars, or Hot Wheels, or whatever type of car. Bunkies. Less expensive cars.
Less expensive cars. Okay.
You just can't drive them.
That's an interesting angle. I like it. Okay. I'd love to see a finished inside ideas for a family of 4, 1 adult, 3 children. I would check out the Haven Ultra, Tracy. That would be something that might work. Or even the Hideaway. Like, you guys have the Hideaway 159, right, Matt and Mess?
Yes.
And so there's a new version of it that's 199 square feet, which is like extra square feet. Plus, you can add a loft to them now.
Yeah, 199 and a loft after we built that one.
Okay, here's a question. I think it's a very good question that I always want to answer, but I feel it would be better if someone other than me answers it. So Heather asks, do you need extra insulation in the bunkie or interior walls for colder climates? What do you think?
Your mileage may vary, but we did not. I think, as we mentioned earlier, we were down to -12. And with a heat source, we were pretty comfortable. And I will add as well that I think as Mouse said, the fire kind of died out around 3 a.m. and it took another 4 hours for the bunkie to cool down to the point at which we had to put the heater on. So it maintained its heat for a good 4 hours, but I think it went down from like 17 or 18 down to maybe 10. So maybe lost. These are all Celsius, by the way, not Fahrenheit. Went down to about 10 degrees before we put the heater on. So I think that was a win. Yeah.
Okay, that's good advice, and I think that's generally true. But there's a lot of like little asterisks I'd put to that, right? Like if you're trying to live in this full time, it's different than if you're just, you know what I mean? Like there's a lot of edge cases. Like I want to be very clear. This is not a 4-season thing. This is not something you can kind of live in Alaska in all year round. That's just not the product.
I think if we were consistently in a more colder climate, then yeah, I would probably put some insulation on the inside and stud walls or something. But
we're also in the forest.
We are
sheltered where we are, so that probably makes a difference too.
Yep, that's fair. Yeah. Can you estimate the percentage of total cost for the roof only? Or just maybe the dollar amount might be easier.
Percentage? Yeah, I can tell you the total cost.
Yeah.
So the Now, bear in mind, this was for combined both our hideaway and the bathroom bunkie. It was, I think, $900 for the metal and screws and the flashings and ridge cap. The metal components were about $900. And then we also purchased, I think it was probably another $250 in insulation board and some 2x4s to frame the insulation board in. So all in all, with taxes for us, it was about $1,500.
Okay.
To put it.
And that's Canadian dollars just for the Americans watching us. So, 25 cents American, roughly. So how long did it take to stain? Studio 133 asks.
That was you. All you.
Just a day. Didn't take long. I think by the time I had finished one layer, it was dry enough to start all over again. So yeah, only took a day.
I'm getting a call from Vivian. I don't know what that. I'm gonna not pick up the call. No offense, Vivian. I don't know what that means. It was like someone calling me on Instagram. Okay, I've never even experienced that before. I mean, I'm not gonna pick that up. Okay. Someone just said. I emailed I'm in. Awesome, Sabrina. That's fantastic. Lego set for grown-ups. That's true, I would say. Hoping you enjoy the 2-level bunkie and make it feel like home for the kids and I. Cool. I think we're behind. So people are asking, how do you enter? If you want to enter to win this bunkie, you can go to bunkielife.com. Wow, it is less expensive than a car. Deb's on board with Team Evie here. Okay, wow, that's a marketing angle I wouldn't have considered. Okay. I just subscribed to Matt and Mouse. You're gonna get dozens of subscribers. How many bunkies? How many bunkies do you have? Meg Florence asked. Are you asking Matt and Mouse or Dave and Evie? You guys have 2. Correct me if I'm wrong.
We have 2. We have a hideaway and a bathroom bunkie.
How many do we have?
I think like 6 or 7.
At our house, we have 6.
Yeah.
Ish.
Yeah.
Bathroom 3, 4, and then the girl cabin. 6, but then if you count ones at the factory, which technically we own 2, it's dozens. Okay.
Don't ask anymore.
That's a competition we're not going to win.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to compete with the people that actually make them.
I mean, well, we have to have them to for pictures.
People are saying that is awesome. Thanks for answering my question. Heather says. Okay, Katrin asked, do you think you could have built like the Haven Ultra that has a second floor? I think they're asking Matt and Mouse. Do you think you could have done that?
Oh, we built it? Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think the assembly itself is really straightforward. So, I mean, actually doing it, whether or not it's the Haven, whether or not it's the Hideaway, it's the same thing. It's just a different shape you're putting together. The only I don't know. I mean, the only thing I would say about the Havens is because they're higher. Maybe make sure you're okay with heights when you're doing the roof components. And if you do, please wear fall protection, because when I was on ours, I mean, ours is kind of only, what is it? It's like 8 feet high to the ground. But a couple of times I had a few scary slides, whether or not it was on the metal or on the wood. And it was like, I should have put a rope on this, because it was, it
Safety
was
first, kids.
Safety first. Yeah. But yes, building one, it might take you a little longer, but do it.
And we're not paying you to say that. There's nice people. How did you prepare the ground the bunkie was built on? And if there's a video on that, that's probably worth watching. I know there's a video on that, so maybe worth checking it out. But can you give us an overview?
Yeah. So prepare the ground. I'm going to be honest, I didn't prepare the ground for it. I got somebody in to do it. Seriously, I showed up and I knew what I was going to do, and the area looked level, and I had my shovel ready to go. And then I actually did some leveling, and I realized that there was no way I was going to do it by hand. So we spoke to a couple of guys who we knew. They came in with a little Bobcat excavator. And what we did was we basically cut down, I think it was about 6 inches. We took the top 6 inches of the ground off, and then we filled that with gravel and compacted it. Then we put deck blocks and the foundation piers on those.
That's good advice. I mean, the 2 least fun parts are the foundation and the roof finish, I would say. So the more you can beg, borrow, and steal a favor from a neighbor or even hire it out, the easier the job is. Yeah. Melissa asks, are they fairly watertight in the rain? We live in pretty much a subtropical rainforest. Interesting.
Completely watertight.
Yeah.
I'd say we've not had any water get in.
You're in a forest
If you
too.
do-
Keep in mind, you're in a forest, so it's probably not.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, actually, no, let me back up a sec. So, yes, they are watertight. We did experience a problem with ours, and that was we had some driving rain over, I think, over like 2 or 3 days. And it was actually driving on the front of the bunkie. And because the doors to the hideaway open outwards, what we found was that there was some water that was actually driving in at the bottom and then soaking into the bottom of the door and causing the door some, it wasn't water damage, but we could see some water staining on the inside. Now, no water actually got into the bunkie because it is sealed all the way around, but there was enough there to make me actually install almost like a drip strip on the front of the doors at the bottom, just to stop any driving rain from hitting that particular part of the bunkie. So
that's good to know. Yeah, and I would say so. To piggyback off that, if you're in a more of an open area, then you definitely want to caulk all, like, I don't know if you guys did all the sealing of all the corners and meticulously. Yes. You did do that? Yeah. Okay. So definitely do that, especially if you're in an open area. Like my one bunkie that's in the forest, I didn't do it, and it's fine. It's never leaked. But then the one in the middle of a field, essentially, I definitely need to do that corner, all the corners. Okay. I think we're quite. My joke about 25 cents is now at the comments, so I'm quite far behind on the comments. Like, we're going through them as fast. Geneva says, took longer to stain our bunkie than to build it. That's funny. That's true for me too sometimes. Okay.
I think it's worse when you're doing like a two-tone type effect, because you want to make sure you don't get it elsewhere, and you want to.
It probably also depends on which bunkie too.
Yeah.
Because we have the hideaway, so I could do it with just me and a ladder. I don't think I could have done the really tall ones, the havens, because I'm scared of heights.
Yeah, that's fair. Andrea asks, I've noticed that many people place their cubic mini wood stove a few feet above the floor. What's the reason for that?
It's cubic actually tell you to. I think there's a minimum distance from the floor for safety reasons that they advise, if I remember right in my instructions. Just like you have to place furniture a certain distance away, and the heat shields help, but they do advise a minimum distance from the floor.
Yeah, that's a good question. And also, I mean, it saves a lot of floor space. I kind of like that aspect of their product.
We just stack our wood under there.
Yeah. And do the screws and fasteners come with the bunkie? Answer is yes. Guitar King.
Yes.
Oh, and actually, let me add as well, Mr. Guitar King. One of the things I didn't think I would like, but it blew me away how awesome it was. The screws that are included with the bunkie, they're Torx screws, right, David?
Yep.
Yeah, so the Torx screws, they're not like Posi Drive, and they're not square Roberts. They're actually these Torx bits. You actually get the Torx bits for your screwdriver in the kit as well to assemble it. But wow, I love using that. Once I'd used a few of those, I love using those screws now. It was great. It was so fast and accurate to put them in and drive. It's a little thing, but I really enjoyed that part of it.
Yeah. Okay, that's by design. We know they're the best screws in the world. And so that's why we use them, but also we know that no one has the bits, so there's a package of free bits in there as a little fun little surprise. Glad you appreciated that, man. Okay, people are saying, did I miss the code word? Not yet. We're gonna get there. We're jamming right now. Okay, here's a good question. This is about the contest. Marnie asks, when do all the extra chances for the points need to be completed by? We're gonna shut the contest down on Sunday. So a week from today at 5 p.m. just to give us a few hours to catch our breath, and then we'll be announcing the winner at 8 p.m. So and we'll announce it live. But you have basically until 5 o'clock to get all your stuff in, and then the contest kind of unofficially pauses, and then we announce the winner.
I advise you
Is that
not
5 p.m.
to
Eastern,
wait till the
David?
last minute.
Yeah, 5 p.m. Eastern, so that'd be 2 o'clock your time, I want to say, guys? Right? You're on the West Coast? Yeah. Okay, do the bathroom bunkie connect, or do they stay separate? Usually do the bathroom and bathroom bunkie connect? I don't think I understand the question, to be honest. Sorry about that.
And we put ours separately, just because we planned it that way. But
if they mean the regular bunkie and a bathroom bunkie connect, I think you said that other people have.
They have done that. I mean, it's.
They've done that, but you have to
We
like
didn't.
make it yourself. Or not.
Yeah, right now it's kind of a bit of a carpentry job. I mean, you can pull it off though. Lots of people have done it. But keep in mind, once you put two small structures that don't need a permit together, you've now got a large structure that probably does need a permit. Just as an FYI.
Or you can just like space them this far apart and say, look, it's almost together. They're touching.
We would never try to avoid the law by doing things like that, Evie.
I'm pretty sure we would.
So Jen, this is a really good question. Jen, we have an Airbnb in Michigan. We stay at often. I would love to add a bunkie to our property. I wonder if anyone's advertised a bunkie in Airbnb. You know what, Jen? That's a great point. Guess what? In just a few days, Tuesday night, I'm going to be talking all about how to earn extra income from your bunkie, and that's probably going to be part of the topics that'll come up. We have dozens and dozens of clients that have all crushed it on Airbnb, so we'll talk about that. Really appreciate that question. I've personally I've rented my bunkie out. That's how Bunkie Life got started. It was a bunch of Airbnbs. Yeah. Know the chances of winning is so tight. If we won, we'll have a vacant lot to build. However, helping us build it. How much will that cost us? Elizabeth, you don't necessarily need to be a red seal carpenter. Like Matt, what's your background? Do you have a construction background?
No. I'm an IT guy by trade, so I've been doing tech work behind a desk for the past 20 years.
Okay.
But I am fairly practical, and I enjoy doing practical things. But even then, it's the kit itself is very straightforward. The thing, a screwdriver and a hammer is pretty much all you need.
So if you can mash a keyboard, you can mash a bunkie together. Is that the idea?
Pretty much.
Okay. Appreciate the confidence. But in the event you don't have the inclination or the time, we do have a growing network of people we can recommend, or we can give you the Bible of how to find a contractor in your local area. And everyone's had success finding someone, because like I said, you just need a handy-ish, team of two people. So it's not usually the end of the world. Okay. These are really good questions. I want to make sure that we're getting to all the ones for Matt and Mouse. If you have something that you want to get to for Matt and Mouse, make sure you comment below, and then I'm going to talk a little bit, okay, because we're getting more general, whereas I'm looking for specifics for our guests. People are getting into the questions about the contest, which is great, but not really that relevant. Is it easy to install a toilet in the bunkie? Can you tell us a little bit about what you did there?
We haven't yet.
Oh, okay.
This is actually one of the big projects for this year. We've got quite a few little projects to still do this year with our bunkies, and this is the one. The bathroom bunkie is going to get a complete makeover. Right now, it's a chemical camping toilet sitting in there with a very rudimentary sink going on with an Amazon battery-powered tap pulling from a tote.
It's basic.
It's rustic.
Okay.
Rustic.
It's very boho chic.
Yeah. So we have various plans. We've been looking at maybe putting an outdoor shower that we can also then pump indoors in there, doing a composting toilet probably.
Yeah.
It's in its design stages, ready for this summer's makeover.
Okay. Fantastic. Okay. Well, people are yelling with the code word, and the questions are kind of veering off into random land. So what I might do is I might say thank you so much, Matt and Mouse. It's been a pleasure. But let me just reiterate one last time. What do they got to do? If you're loving this, what do they have to do right now, Evie?
Click the link somewhere. I don't know where it is, but you have to go to the website and you have to enter and you have to do all this stuff.
Oh, I was going to say go to youtube.com/Matt and Mouse. That was what I was going to say. But yeah, that would be my advice.
Not wrong.
and thank you so much for taking the time to in an unpaid way come and just vouch for us. We appreciate it so much. We're blessed to have amazing clients like you all across the place. And I just to say from the bottom of my heart, I've loved the videos. It's been awesome to watch your journey and all the cool things. Like, I mean, it's almost like scrolling through the private Facebook group because you're coming with the ideas. Have you used the Facebook group? That was my one last question I forgot. Have you used the Facebook group for ideas and stuff?
Yeah.
We need to try and contribute more. I think we did originally, but we definitely need to be more active, I think.
Yeah.
Every time you do a video, just throw it up there because people would dig it.
Perfect. Thanks.
Okay, cool. Well, Mad Mouse, I'll once again say thank you, and I'll let you go. And yeah, it's just been a pleasure, and I look forward to see what you guys do this summer. It's going to be awesome.
Thanks, David. Good luck, everyone.
Okay, cheers for now. Okay, so that was Q&A with Mad Mouse, the official Bunkie Lifers. And let me read it one more time before we get to the code word. The Epic Winter Sale. It's happening right now. I mean, it's officially happening once the contest closes, but it's unofficially happening right now. And here's the deal. We just looked at all our projections for the year. That was our big kind of Christmas thing that we did. And the reality of the situation is we are normally I'd say, hey, as long as you get your order in by St. Patrick's Day, you should be good. Then I would say, well, as long as you get your order in by Valentine's Day, you should be good for a spring delivery. But now I'm not 100% sure because it was such a strong end of the year last year for us that, I would just urge you, if it is something you're considering doing and getting a Bunkie,
Figure it out fast.
Figure it out faster rather than slower because the Epic Winter Sale on right now, it's our biggest sale of the year, always the best discount of the year. As I said earlier, there's a bonus perk if you can get it in before January 26th, but the sale officially ends on February 5th. We'll give you the best shipping price. It's probably going to be a lot lower than you think to get to you. And you'll get, the most important thing is you'll get in the production line because we don't want you to miss out. This is an illustration of what Justin, my brother-in-law, is dealing with in terms of, and all the guys and girls at the factory. It's a lot because we just shipped, I think, 200 bunkies across the border to Michigan over the last couple of days. So all those bunkies are spoken for and going out to different American clients. And then, normally we would have those ready for the spring for other folks. So it's going to be chaos this spring. If you wait, you may or may, I just can't guarantee we can make it happen. So please, if it's something you're considering doing, at least go to bunkielife.com/epic sale, see if you qualify, get your shipping quote, get that stuff figured out so that if it's something you want to do, you can at least make an educated decision to pull the trigger or not. Either way is fine. I just would be remiss to not say, what's going on with us and our factory and everything. Okay, so last year we announced a couple new products, and I want to play this video of Carrie announcing it last year because she looks fantastic in this video, but also because we basically added a few things onto these products. So I'll play this video and I'll explain the extra little things we've added on in terms of products. So check this out.
Tonight I am super excited to be introducing 3 new models to you guys on this live stream. The first one is our Cabana Bunkie. Now I know what you're thinking. Technically, it didn't just launch. We launched it late this fall, but this is going to be its first spring and summer season here at Bunkie Life, and so we wanted to put that in the mix. The Cabana Bunkie was made in response to a lot of requests for a bar bunkie or a great hangout bunkie for the backyard. So this bunkie stays under the 10 square meter footprint, but it has huge opening double windows on the front, leading to a live edge looking bar top. It's gorgeous. Going to be great in your backyard or down at the pool side or in the lake side, just to hang out with friends and family. The second model that we're going to introduce you tonight is actually kind of 2 models. It's in response to demand for a model that's 160 square foot for the footprint, but with a loft. So we've taken our Rockwood and our Hideaway bunkies and we have engineered them to allow for a loft space. So in the Rockwood bunkie, we're adding 85 square feet of loft space, and in the Hideaway, another 91 square feet. You'll see both of these now on our products page. So if you go to products, to the bunkies with loft section, you'll find both of them are listed there now with more details and specs, as well as some photos if you want to check those out. And the third announcement for tonight is that not only do we now have the lofted versions of the Rockwood and the Hideaway, but we now also offer both the Rockwood and the Hideaway model as 199 square feet. So both models now you can get either the standard Rockwood in the 160 square feet, or you can get it in the 199 square feet. And same thing goes for the Hideaway. We have it in the 160 square foot version or 199 square foot version. We're really pumped to get all these new models out and rolling in the production line and see them going out the door this spring. So if you have any more questions about any of these models that we mentioned tonight, feel free to email in to info@bunkielife.com or check them out on our webpage under our products section.
So the only thing I'll add to that is that we came out with a lofted version of the Rockwood 199 and a lofted version of the Hideaway 199 due to popular demand from everybody out there. So all those models are, kind of the Hideaway series, the Rockwood series, they have different sizes, and you can add a loft or a full loft. So check it out. Very cool products, as well as, of course, our Sprucewood Lodge that just came out. So I will reiterate, go to bunkielife.com/bunkie contest scoreboard. There you will find a purple button, and this purple button will give you extra chances to win. Okay? And there's going to be a code. It's going to ask for a code word. That code word I will share in just a moment. But
He doesn't have one picked.
I do have one picked out.
No,
I do.
No, he doesn't.
Yes, I do.
Ask him about it while the video was going.
I'm just gonna. There's some questions that we did not get to, but I apologize, guys. It was just so great to have Matt and Mouse, and I really love what they were saying. So, as I was saying, someone says we have 2 Rockwood 199s subscription lines, so shipping was a tad higher. Okay, cool. So looks like you've got a few different Bunkies. That's cool. All right. Want to make sure I'm getting everybody's questions. I got to the very bottom there. Okay. So, by all means, if you have questions, you can always email me, no problem. But as I was trying to say earlier, definitely do not wait. If you're thinking even possibly getting a Bunkie this year, email I'm in to info@bunkielife.com, and we can answer any questions you have. Because having done this, I think 14 times now, everybody waits to see if they won or not, and then they start thinking about doing stuff. It's pandemonium for about a week while we do our contest sale, or the Epic sale, and sometimes we just run out of man hours, and we're up till 2 or 3 in the morning, and we don't get back to everyone as efficiently or as nicely as we would like to. And so some people are like, I never heard back from Bunkie Life. And I want us to scream, because it's like you had weeks before. This contest went on for 3 weeks, 4 weeks. At any point, you could have started the conversation. We do try our best to get back to everybody, but inevitably, we're human beings and we drop the ball a little bit. And so I want to avoid all that and make sure that you're at the front of that queue. So I won't belabor the point, but thank you for tuning in live. That code word is Tiger. Tiger.
He just made it up.
No, it is the code word.
Yes, he just made it.
So thanks again for tuning in. We'll see you on Tuesday. Let me just show the live streams, the next little bit coming up, okay? So the next little bit, it's going to be exciting. It's going to be wild, because Tuesday I'm going to talk all about how to earn income from a Bunkie. Let me just pull up that awesome thing. Hold on, let's go to the scene. Looks like it's like number 4. Hold on, number 4. Okay. So I think it's number 4. Yeah. Okay. So on Tuesday the 21st, earn Bunkie income. If you are interested in Airbnb, that type of thing, there's a bunch of new models of earning income that people have come up with that I'll be explaining. And then Thursday the 23rd, why we do this. I'll be live talking about why we do this. And then, of course, a week from today, we will be announcing the grand prize winner, and then we'll have our Epic winter sale until February 5th. So that's kind of the timeline. That code word, once again, is Tiger. And have a great evening. Matt and Mouse, once again, thanks for taking the time to tune in, if you can hear us. And check out their website, or their YouTube channel, mattandmouse.com, and